Hello, this is Mr. Kieffer, and today I'd like to show you how to do this passenger section, or it's also called Automoblox body. And it's quite complicated, but as you break it down step by step, it makes it so much more doable. So let's begin by, you want to kind of study all the different dimensions. I will be sliding that over to the other side. And I will be starting up Autodesk Inventor. Here we go. And make sure to check your projects that your name is checked, and that's done. That's good. And then we're going to go with new. This is done in inches, so we're going to go English, Standard, and Create. And if you look at all those dimensions, they can be very overwhelming. But what I suggest to do is start off with the overall block and then just start removing pieces one piece at a time, removing material one piece at a time. And then before you know it, you'll be done. So let's go ahead and start with a 2D sketch. Go to the XY plane, and we'll make a rectangle. Well, we know the top number has to be 3.17, and then the other number, so that's the length, and the height needs to be 1.53, and then hit enter. And escape. And we can take a look at it. This is what it should look like, and then we'll want to finish the sketch. And it is actually a square, so we're going to extrude it that same distance, the 3.17, so 3.17, and say OK. So now we're off to a great start. We have the overall block, and we can work with that. And so what I like to do is you'll notice that there are some holes in the front, and then there's some in the back that you can't see, but there's an arrow that points to the back. And so let's start with that. So let's click on, or not click, but hover over this side, yes, and then click, and then create a sketch right there. And what I want to make is a rectangle inside of there, and then we will move it to the right spot. So that rectangle inside of there is 2.4 tab, and the other distance is 0.93, and then enter. There we go. So we have that in the right size, but now we just need to put it in the right place. So we'll go ahead and go to dimension. We'll click on the top. Click on the top and click there, and then put in, that needs to be 0.30, and then hit enter. So it's not going to move much. We got it pretty close when I did it. And from side to side, we want to go from here to this outside, drag it down, and that needs to be 0.39, and then hit enter. Okay, so we have it in the right place, and then we'll want to finish the sketch. Now this is important because we're going to extrude, but we have to extrude a certain distance. We do want to cut away, but we don't want to cut that much off. So we need to change that distance. You don't want it to be 3.17. You want it to be 0.57. So 0.57. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then click OK. Okay, so we have that particular indentation removed. Now what I want to do is I do want to turn it to the other side and create a sketch over here. Okay, so we'll go here, create a sketch. And it's basically the same process that we just used, just on the back side of it. So we'll go ahead and make a rectangle here, and you'll see other lines popping up. Just try to ignore those. And let's see, that needs to be, the long is 2.5 tab, and the up and down is 1 inch. So just 1, and then tab, and then enter. Perfect. So now we have that where we want it to be. And now we're just going to dimension it to the right spot. So we'll click here, there, and then out here. And that needs to be 0.27 and hit enter. And then, so that's up and down, left and right needs to be 0.34. So we'll go from here to here, drag down 0.34, and then click enter. There we go. So that sets it about where it needs to be, at least according to the dimensions that I'm looking at here in the passenger section. So we will want to finish the sketch. We'll extrude, and it's going out. We need it to cut in, and it is the same distance, 0.57, so that's okay. That's what I had typed in there before, so it goes in the same amount, and then click OK. So now we really have the two sides done. Now we want to put that hole, I guess, not a hole, doesn't all go all the way through, but indentation in the passenger section on the top. So we will we'll click on here, we'll create a sketch, and that turned down. So we will want to make sure when we make this rectangle, that turned down. So the rectangle is going to be longer this way. That turn down is going to be longer. I'm trying to make sure I do this right this way than it is the other way. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So the longer section is 1.898 tab, and the shorter section is 1.59, and then hit enter. Okay, and then escape. So now we just need to make sure and get this in the right spot. And we can do that pretty easily. Just need to find the dimensions that we need. So from, let's see, from there to there is 0.82. So we want to go right here, dimension from here to there is 0.82, and hit enter. And that looks about in the center, so that's always a good sign. And then the other one from here to here needs to be 0.595, and then hit enter. And that looks pretty good. And so we'll finish that sketch, and we'll make sure that is correct on there, and it is. Then we're going to extrude. Always wants to go up, but we want it to cut, and we need it to cut down farther than the 0.57, so we'll erase that, and that actually goes down 1.07, so it doesn't go all the way through, but it's getting pretty close. So then we say okay, and you'll notice that none of these cut all the way through. Okay, none of them cut all the way through. And we'll go back to home. And so we have the 3 indentations in there, which is awesome. And now we could continue on. I guess we may as well. And we'll go ahead and we'll create a sketch on this side. And I do want to kind of zoom in on the upper right-hand corner here. Because what we're going to do, you can see on the detailed section that we have that's been given to us, it's going to show us exactly what to do. So we're going to take a rectangle. It turns purple. And then we're going to make this rectangle. It's actually going to be a square. It's going to be 0.06, 0.06, tab 0.06, tab, and then hit enter. And now all we need to do is to dimension that from here to the top. That needs to be 0.3. And then hit enter. And that'll slide it right down into place. And then you can hit escape. All right, so let's just go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. And we'll zoom in on that side. And we'll make a rectangle right here, there, and like that. And that needs to be 0.06, tab, 0.06, tab. There we go. And then enter, then escape. And then we just need to get it in the right spot. So from here, the top to the top is, what is that? That's 0.30, 0.30, and then hit enter and escape. So that should put us right where we need to be, both on the same, have one on each side. So let's finish that sketch. We are going to extrude. We may need to make that a little bit bigger. We'll see. We're going to extrude. So we're going to cut. And we're going to cut through all. And now we need to choose that. And that. And that'll go all the way through it because we're going through all the material. You can see that it does. And then click OK. So now we have the 1, 2, 3 squares or rectangles cut out, plus we have the lines on the side done. And there is another thing, you can look at the instructions, but it wants you to put the T9 on there. And so we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do that on one side anyway. We'll go with the T9 on this side. So we're going to go on this side. We're going to create a sketch. And we are going to, after we create a sketch, we're going to put text on it. So we click on text. And this pops up over here on this other screen. And you want to just go capital T/9, something like that. And if you want to make it bold, you can do that as well. It looks a little bit better that way. And then click OK. And it puts the T9 right on there, right where you put the mark. That's where it'll put the T9. So then you finish the sketch on that. And then you can emboss. So you go to emboss. And you choose the profile. And if you want it to cut in, we can do that. But I think it's going to be too much. We want to go say 0.06 and see what that does. Say OK on that. Okay, then you can see it's actually gone in to the side of it, 0.06. I don't think it's gone all the way through. It hasn't. So we have that done. You can put it on the other side too if you'd like, but that's good enough for me. Now I'm going to show you how to use the fillet, and we'll try to finish this off. So let's go ahead, and first we'll start by doing the rounds on the inside. So we'll go to fillet, and it's popping up over here. And that needs to be for the inside, a radius of 0.2 radius. And then we'll click right here. And make sure to click the right spots. So, and then we'll apply that. And we're good to go with that. So we've got the top done. We've got those rounded. Now we'll want to round the others, and this looks like it is 0.2 as well. So we'll go ahead, go to fillet. We're at 0.2 already. So then we'll just want to round those inside edges. You see it easier when it faces you. There. there, there, and whoop, right there. And so we got those all done. We'll hit apply, and that's good. And we can also, we'll want to go ahead and turn it to the other side and use the fillet function to get this done as well. So we'll go to fillet, still at 0.2, and that's what we want. Yep, that's what we want. It says 0.2. And so we'll click right here, right there, right there, and right there. And we'll click apply. And so let's take a look and see what we've got going here. We've got all those indentations rounded off. We can go to home. And now what we need to do is round these outside edges. Not all of them. We've got to get the right ones. And they are going to be at 0.3. So let's go ahead and go to fillet. And I'm going to slide that over so we can see it better. And we're going to change that to 0.3. And we'll want to round this edge. We'll round that edge, and that edge. And that way we'll have that. We'll hit apply. And I believe we've got that all done. Now, it was a little bit of work to get that all done, but step by step, it can be done. Anything else that I need to do? I think that's everything. So we'll go ahead and save it. You can change it to wood or whatever you want to do. We'll go ahead and save it for, what do we go? Automoblox body. We'll just call it 1 or 2 just as I don't want to do it again. So then we'll go ahead and save that. And that should do it for us. So we've got that look like a terribly complicated block, but it really wasn't too bad when you take it down step by step. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Until next time, bye.